Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, we're going to make this watercolor daisy tumbler. These watercolor daisies come in one of my late bundles with Gracefully Created. A lot of you have said that you're kind of stumped on what to use these on or a good color combination. I feel like I found a really good one, so I'm just going to show you how I made this quick and easy ombre tumbler. We're going to ombre a bright orange and a teal, which we're going to paint a teal and orange ombre as our base. When choosing my base colors for florals, I try to pick a color that's in the design but is not so prominent as the other colors. So there are hints of orange, of course, in the center of these flowers, and then we also have this teal color that kind of pops through. Most of them are blue, purple, and yellow, so using two colors that there's a hint of in the florals but not super bold in them is going to help not only pull the design together, but it's going to allow those flowers to stand out on top of our ombre. We're using a 24-ounce plump from the Steel Magnolia. It was raining outside, so I'm going to use paint, and once we have a couple of coats of paint on here, we'll be ready for our glitter. So rarely do I mix colors of my glitters, but this time we're going to because I couldn't make up my mind. So we're going to go with Stuck With You and High Dive from PDB Creative Studio. Just a 50-50 mix of those, and then we're going to use Bliss and Great Pumpkin for our orange. I'm going to give this tumbler a nice even coat of glitter glue, and we'll be ready to apply our glitter. Since we're only doing two colors for our ombre, we're going to go heavy for the first color around that top rim, tilt the tumbler at an angle and sprinkle that on, allowing the glitter to fall towards the center of the tumbler and into the next color. You don't have to get perfect coverage on that first coat. You can go back and forth with your glitters if you haven't done very many ombres or if you're trying to perfect it. I definitely suggest going lighter on your glitter coverage and going back and forth between your colors until you get a really nice blend in the center. So for that bottom color, give it heavy around the bottom and the rim. Allow that to fall into the first color up towards the top, and then you can go back and forth until you have full coverage and a nice blend in the center. Once you have that full coverage, roll it up in a sheet of printer paper or parchment paper and flatten out that glitter so you can minimize the amount of epoxy and sanding you have to do to get this tumbler smooth. I gave this 2 coats of clear spray paint once my glitter glue had dried about 2 hours or so. Allowed my spray paint to dry and then gave this 2 coats of epoxy, sanding in between my layers so that it's nice and smooth for our decals. These are printed on white, however, the borders of these decals are on clear, so anything that is underneath your clear is going to show through even after you have epoxied over the decals. So you want to make sure you're putting these on an epoxied and glossy surface, so no sanding in between your last layer and your decals. We're just going to take these and randomly place them all over the tumbler. The vinyl is matte and removable, which means if you put them in the wrong spot, no worries. You can carefully lift them up and place them in a different area. Just try to minimize the amount that you touch the clear section of your decals. And if you just so happen to put a fingerprint on the back of them, once you have that placed on your tumbler or before you put it down, just take a pair of scissors or a craft blade and trim off the clear area where you can see like a smudgy fingerprint, and you'll be good to go. Once I have all of my decals in place, those that are close to the top and the bottom rim, I'm going to use my vinyl trimmer from Cami Page Boutique to trim off that excess, and we're ready for a coat of epoxy. There's no final epoxy video for this one. I'm sorry, I know y'all like those glow ups. I did plan on adding a decal, but then I just decided to finish up the tutorial since I was basically just giving y'all an idea on a good color combination. Another beautiful color I feel would be a lavender or a vintage blush pink, or even over a cream or tan base if you want to do a neutral with some pop of color. All of those would be gorgeous with these florals. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll answer them as quickly as possible. All materials I have used will be listed in the description with some coupon codes for you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. That is all for today. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time.